Two.
Hey there, it's Manny with Daddy Cool Records, and I wanted to talk with you a little bit about Record Store Day. We open up at 8 a.m. You will be using the Fairfield entrance. Our back entrance and back parking lot is under construction, so please use the Fairfield entrance. Street parking, or maybe if you can find parking in the parking lot across the street. I wanted to let you know that every artist has a bin card, and every artist that has a Record Store Day item has one of these tags on their bin card. I want to just run through this real quick. Like Gracie Abrams, we start off here. She's our very first Record Store Day item. Brittany Howard with the Alabama Shakes. Sometimes I like to put solo artists in with their main group. So we got Brittany Howard with Alabama Shakes. Air, Tori Amos, Kelsey Ballerini, Bia Badoobie, Sarah Belly, and B-52s, all sorts of great stuff. Black Sabbath, there's a brand new Bon Iver that came out today, the David Bowie Live. Ethel Cain, we still have plenty of those for folks that are coming tomorrow. Bobby Charles, of course, Charlie XCX. A lot of people are interested in this reissue, and I've heard they are making more, so let's see about that. Again, Chevelle, Churches, everything's in an alpha order, and it just kind of snakes all the way around. Elvis Costello, The Cure, there are two different Cure releases, a quartet remix of the song Alone off their new album, as well as a picture disc for The Head on the Door. All sorts of great stuff. Again, everybody's got a card, Dead Sarah, which features the new singer for Linkin Park. Deicide, The Doors. Again, everybody's got a bin card and a bin tag if they have a Record Store Day release. And then we snake around here with the D's and then into the E's and then into the F's with Fleetwood Mac and Flying Lotus and Peter Gabriel. Here is our Jerry Garcia band. I have him on their own. And then here is the Grateful Dead. They have two releases of their box set, a live recording, as well as a compilation from Dogfish Beer. We also have the Gorillaz live at the Apollo Theater, and the band just released this on YouTube. You can watch the concert on YouTube. It is smoking. So all sorts of great stuff. We got in a few JJ Grays who will be in town this weekend. The Grays as well. Again, a couple from Guttermouth. It just all follows in an alpha order. The Hindu Love Gods, which is Warren Zevon and members of REM. And Jethro Tull. We've got our Elton John records right here, as well as a new Elton John. Judas Priest and the Killers. The Killers and Bruce Springsteen we have with the Killers. This is a great album, speaking of Killers. Siciliana La Havas. That is a smoking record. MJ Lenderman, they are getting very popular. And let's see, what else? Medium Build. Joni Mitchell, Mike asks that you don't buy them all and save one for him. Morphine, all sorts of great stuff. So the M's into the N's, into the O's, and then into the P's. And here in the P's, I have all the solo records from the members of Pink Floyd. So David Gilmour has a Record Store Day release, Nick Mason has a Record Store Day release, and Roger Waters. So those are all right here with the Pink Floyd. Pixies, Queen, the Queen demos, so you get to experience Queen in their raw form. Speaking of raw, we've got Rage Against the Machine live from 1993, and then from 1991 we have Live Ramones, Rainbow Kitten Surprise, Lou Reed, The Replacements, The Stones. The Stones, this is a great record, and it is the mono, direct from the analog mono tapes. You always want to pick up the Stones and the Beatles and bands like that in the mono recordings if you can find one. So snag that while we got them. Again, solo artist Geddy Lee with Rush. I got Geddy Lee here. Again, it's just snakes, R's into the S's. We got Slint and Skin Lab. And then we come on over here. Again, another solo artist. We've got Johnny Marr from the Smiths. And this isn't a Record Store Day release, but it's a Record Store Day Essential that dropped today, Friday. Siamese Dream with the original cover. Stone Temple Pilots, we were only able to get in a couple of those, so those are going to go fast. The Sweet, Sword, Talking Heads. We also have this on CD. All sorts of great stuff. Thievery Corporation, who are coming in concert, and we have tickets for that show. U2, the U2 and Brian Eno, Passengers. We have it here with the U2. Wow, look at all this stuff. The Vegan Air. This is the album Moon Safari by Air. This is his Blue Moon Safari remix. It's really, really cool. Wallows, they just put out a new record, and there it is. Tucker Wetmore, this is a preview of his album that is coming out. Hank III, we have it here under Williams, because he is Hank Williams III. Wombats, Remy Wolf, she's coming in concert. We have tickets for that show. Here's her Record Store Day release, and then we have some albums from her. Yes, and then we can wrap up the rock with Warren Zevon. This is a collection of different records of his that have not been on vinyl ever or not in a super long time. The world music section is right here. There are Record Store Day releases from world music artists. So we have, I have them broken down by different regions. So the ones from Africa are right here. Here in the Caribbean, I've got Celia Cruz. We were only able to get one of those. K-pop, I broke out our K-pop records. And so we have the K-pop Record Store Day release right there. And then we also have the Francois Hardy here under the European section. Over here is our jazz and blues. The hot ticket item with the jazz and blues is going to be in the compilations. We have the Jazz Dispensary, which is always an in-demand title. And then these alts and outs, alternate takes and outtakes from the Blue Note recording sessions. Killer artists, killer tracks. So why not hear a different take? Jerry Mulligan. Everybody's got their own card. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Vince Guaraldi, he also has a 10-inch, but there is the 12-inch for that. And then John Lee Hooker, Kenny Dorham, all sorts of great stuff, Count Basie. So that is our jazz and blues. And now here we are, back where we started. At the beginning, this is where you would enter. Your rock is on your left, and on your right are the 10 inches. We have 10 inches from A Day to Remember, Vince Guaraldi, Royal Otis, so some good 10 inches in there. And then here we have our soundtracks. A video game soundtrack, the Virgin Suicides reissue. This is like the AM radio version soundtrack. This isn't the Air score, so to speak. So, Gilbert O'Sullivan, Heart, things of that nature. And it has a flexi disc with the bread track. So flexi discs are cool. If you don't have one, it's just, cool novelty thing. And if we sell out, I have some OG versions here. Over the Edge, Never Ending Story, Harry Potter, Black Knight, which is the pinball game soundtrack with Scott Ian and Brandon Smalls from Death Clock. And then I don't think anybody's going to pick this up, but we do have a couple from Wicked. It's popular. We have then, after the soundtracks, we have our R&B and hip hop. There are some compilations. Here, the Westbound Sounds. Westbound was a label that Funkadelic was on, so you got a lot of cool psych rock, R&B bands on there. Soul Slabs, new music from Coal Mine. And then, of course, this one I think is going to be super hot. This is a smoking album, the Wu-Tang Clan with Mathematics. One thing besides the music being really good, each cover is completely unique. There are 5,000 of those. I mean, there are 7 here, but 5,000 worldwide. And I believe that once they're done, they're done. Don Toliver, Sly and the Family Stone. If you have not seen this documentary, I highly recommend watching it. This is Sly and the Family Stone live from 1967, long before Woodstock. Gil Scott-Heron, Prince, more great Record Store Day titles. John Legend, The Meters, Lil Uzi Vert, Grey Boy, really cool stuff. Has been forever since you've seen Grey Boy on vinyl. We have that. Free Nationals, instrumental version there from their album, as well as Bun B. And then after the R&B and hip hop, here we have our reggae. So there are some reggae titles for Record Store Day, including 400% Dynamite, Peter Tosh, Greatest Hits, an album from U-Roy, The Gladiators, Sister Nancy, Sugar My Not. So there's all sorts of cool stuff. So that would take care of the reggae. Then over here, we have our used records. Killer stuff in the used section. And then each Tuesday, we drop new records and they're used into our new arrivals. But on Record Store Day, we also drop records. And so we have some great records dropping for Record Store Day. Lots of Beatles, mono mixes, as well as this killer Jane's Addiction from 1987, OG copy there. So, really, those are not things that you see all the time. We've been kind of lucky to get some really cool stuff in. Don't forget that with Record Store Day, there are CDs that come out on Record Store Day as well. David Bowie has one, and the Wallows. We also have the Harvey Mandel on CD as well. So that's really cool. And then another format that has releases on Record Store Day would be 7 inches. So all of our 7 inches are here on this table, new on this side, used on that side. We got 7 inches from Omar Apollo. Charlie XCX, we got a nice handful here. I understand that they're going to be pressing some more, so we will see about that, but that is my understanding. De La Soul, Fruit Bats, Little Yachty and Youngblood. I have that with Little Yachty. And then over here, I've got a couple from Tom Waits. I have a few more from Waxahachie and Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots and Velvet Revolver. And then lastly, our Record Store Day ambassador, Post Malone, teamed up with Taylor Swift. This is a Taylor Swift fortnight with Post Malone. We have this box is full of them, and we have some more in here. Again, please remember that with Record Store Day at Daddy Cool Records, Record Store Day items are limit 1 per person. We also have a limit of 10 Record Store Day titles per person as well. So that way, we get to spread the love around as much as we can. Speaking of spreading the love around, at the end of the day, if you want to, you hang on to your receipt and you can visit our neighbors at Florida-Rama. With your receipt, you can have $15 admission into Florida-Rama. So that is pretty cool too. So hopefully, remember we open up at 8 a.m. I want you to please use the Fairfield entrance. And it's been a great day leading up to tomorrow, which is going to be an even better day. So hopefully we will see you then.